It's Enter Red Room. I'm here hopefully with a quick video. I don't know how much space I got on my phone. I'm still using phones, not camera, like actual cameras, vlogging cameras, and recording cameras. I need to do that. I need to just get a fucking camera. That requires me to like learn tech, and I just can't be bothered right now. So this is like going to be a short-ish kind of video because I'm going to start going back over my womb class because I really want to finish that before the end of the year. I didn't sign up for the other class that I kind of wish that I did, but like financially I just felt like there was something else I needed to pay for, and of course something else came and filled that void. So I'm taking a womb class. And because I'm in my planning year, I'm gonna like start really solidifying the courses that I want to explore in 2023, like the actual calendar year. I'm energetically already there, but there's certain things that I want to like start exploring, because as I work on my womb space, I learn about different woundings that I have. And this isn't from a like counseling perspective, or like I've gone to therapy and like talked about this like at length. It's just kind of like me living life and then watching certain things get reflected back and kind of cataloging my own reactions to things. So one of the things that's like been a major factor in my life is like a mother wound and abandonment wound, and so I'm very drawn to womb work and body work because of that. And I think that I need to do another video on like, I have a thumbnail set up for massage and why I went to massage, but like body work in general, and then like other topics of more masculine yang energy and body work and how that has been really healing for me. So I'm gonna do that eventually, but because it goes into intimacy, which goes into like abandonment wounds, so that it kind of all fits together, but they're just different aspects, and it would be too long to explain in like one video, and I'm long-winded. So one of the things that I've started doing, like in previous videos, is like ancestral work. Part of the ancestral work I've done is starting to get a family tree together. So getting a family tree together means that I need to start getting like birthdays of like people. Now, I'm not close to many people in my family. Like, I'm close enough with people, but like, I'm gonna be real, I don't know anybody's birthday. I don't know anyone's birth year. Like I know my father's, like I just kind of learned my mom's, like, and it's not that we have like horrible relationships where like we're fighting or something. It's just I grew up very distant from both of my parents. Like I wasn't really raised by either one of them, so like I'm just not close to them. I don't know how people are going to take that, because I think people assume that you live with your parents, and like when you don't, you end up, it's kind of weird. Like I don't know, people tend to not know how to process that. You need to, and I lived through it. But yeah, so I didn't really grow up with my mother. I didn't really grow up with my father. Like I knew them and I know them now. Like I knew them as a child and know them as an adult, but I never really grew up with them, right? They never really around me, so they never really got to see me as I was as a developing person, like up close in person, like in real time, all the time, like how I am living at home with my grandparents. So there's like distance there, more distance between me and my mother than like me and my father. There's distance between both, but there's more distance between her and me. So one of the things I'm curious about is like astrology and finding your parents in your astrological chart. Now I see both of them in my chart. My dad astrologically, like I don't know birth times, like Aries Sun, a cusper with Pisces. I think Aquarius Moon. I think Aquarius Moon is also my grandmother. My mom, Cap Sun. I forget her moon. And I don't know anybody's risings because I don't know anyone's like birth times or cities really. My mom's, I'm like, where were you? The astrology and this is why astrology is like helpful to me, because it actually helps you also construct your family tree. It forces you to like really ask questions, and some people like don't, like some people don't know their own information, so it shouldn't be that surprising that people don't know their like parents' information or family members' information. But one of the things that I ended up discovering through doing this, like asking my mom for her birthday and stuff like that and birth year and finally getting that, was that I discovered that we share a Saturn sign. And I'm kind of trying to process that because right now Saturn is going to go into the sign that we both share next year, like Saturn and Pisces. So I'm a Saturn and Pisces, like just getting into Pisces, like the very beginning, not even a degree in. So technically, I've been going through my Saturn return since Saturn's gone into Aquarius. So I kind of feel the aspect, and that's my dad's Saturn sign, because he's a little older than she is. My mom's Saturn sign is a little bit, like her actual sign, I think calculated would be a little farther into Pisces, like maybe mid-ish way through. But it's interesting that I kind of overlap with both, but that my mom, like that womb space, shares a Saturn sign, like shares a sign that deals with karma, cycles, structure, the father. It deals with time. It deals with kind of like energetic bounds, borders, not quite yet. Things like that. And kind of trying to like process that. Like I'm not sitting here all day like trying to process it, but it gives me a lot to think about because she wasn't fully in the Saturn return when she had me, but she was starting to get there. And there's almost like a little bit of survivor's guilt almost. Because it's like being born during someone's Saturn return is like, it's like you feel like you're their karma. You feel like, not like you're an issue or a problem. At the worst, I guess you could feel like that. But it almost feels like I feel like I'm really heavy as far as like the energetic role that I've played in her life. And it's like heavier emotions, because for me, I have my own heavy emotions being tied in that way, and just being tied in general to the kind of people that are that make up my family members. But knowing that you kind of came at a point when people a point in people's lives where like they really have to like get real and they really have to like restructure themselves, and they end up going through a lot of harsh lessons, and then like to know that in that process you were like born. It's something to think about, and so I'm like, oh my god. I really gotta like talk to her about this. Like she probably wouldn't get the astrological part of this, but like I don't know, it's like really interesting. And so I think if there is if there's a book about this aspect, I am going to find it and I am going to read it, because just knowing that you were a part of that Saturn return cycle is kind of like monumental in a way, like, because it's kind of like almost like the issues that they have, you can almost directly see because you have the same Saturn sign. It may not be in the same house, but like there's certain themes that carry over, and I definitely have seen a lot of the themes carry over, and even like subconscious like hits about the relationship that like my parents had, the relationship that they had and the relationships that I'm attracted to. It's like it plays out, like I can energetically feel her energy, and then I have my energy, and trying to figure out who is who, like I feel that, like I feel like this Saturn sharing energy is kind of like, you don't want to be like your parents, but you're just like your parents, you know what I'm saying? And it's like really fucking freaky. It's like fucking freaky to like sit and contemplate. And another thing would be, and I kind of am like selfish, but like I'm at the point where I want children, right? So Saturn is going to be in Pisces for like 3 years. So if I end up having a child between like, well, this year is basically over, so I wouldn't be having a child. But if Pisces is in Saturn is in Pisces for like 3 years. If I get pregnant within the next 3 years, the first child that I have, and potentially the second, will have the same Saturn sign that I have. And it's like freaky to think, because it's like, will this be like 3 generations of the same cycle, the same issues, or the same existential questions? And then like if I wait, like, okay, like have we broken the generational curse, you know? Have we like gotten better to where like we don't need to repeat those lessons, you know? Because like not only will Saturn be in Pisces, the North Node will be in Pisces during some of that time, and then like Neptune will be in Pisces. So I'm just like, you know, regardless, if I have children during this next 3 years where my Saturn sign actually is in Pisces, it's just going to be interesting to see that womb energy like pass itself down, particularly if they're girls. And I'm just like, it's like contemplating it, like, will this happen? Will this not? Will this, you know, will they look at me in the way of like, I can truly see you and me, and then I can see that ancestral cycle. It's almost like, you know, when they talk about the DNA line is strongest between your mother's line and then your father's line, like that pure maternal and pure paternal line. That's what I feel with Saturn in Pisces. I feel that pure maternal line energetically coming through, and the issues specifically related to that pure maternal line. And now that I want to have children, it's in that like space, like it's in that realm of understanding that like I seriously could bring in someone that has these patternings, even outside of astrology, like genetically, with some of the patternings, some of the predispositions, some of the things. And it's scary to know that like you play a part in that, and that like part of your role as a parent is kind of low-key maybe atoning for your parents and making sure that like there's an energetic block between some of the negative patterning that you receive and the patterning that your child and therefore descendants will receive. And so like sharing a Saturn sign has shown me that yeah, like the patterns are kind of real. And yeah, so that's all I have to say with this. I will catch you in the next one. I probably will upload a shorter video before this, and it's just gonna talk briefly about things that I want. But anyway, all right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.